But I was a very nonchalant kid at school, not worried about anything except chilling with friends, smoking pot, doing whatever, and not anything for school. So, and they were like, "Hey Max, we decided that nine teachers have voted for you that you have to leave school, and the other three are believing in you. So you have to go." So it was necessary to that this happened to become who I am today. The turning point actually was when I got investors into my company. So I was trying to show off. I'm doing it. I'm working hard. I'm getting myself somewhere. And
look at me. I have an office that I cannot afford, but you don't know.
Indeed. Fake it until you make it.
My best friend went to America for half a year, and there he only fucked girls, drank a lot, and partied all the time.
So every weekend is the same for them. It's like just chill, party, drink some beers, and next week the same.
And what would you recommend to people who are in the whole phase of learning, creating, building something? Buy a shit ton of courses, go for the mentors, go for There's one thing that the ones who succeed have in common, and that's we're here right now with Max. I've known Max for 2 years. He is actually one of the first persons who hired me when I started as a freelancer and did not even knew shit. Even though he is an entrepreneur since 2018, he's been in the game for over 6 years right now, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, has created over 450,000 euros in revenue, so almost €500,000 in revenue in 1 year. Traveled as a digital nomad last year alone to over 6 countries?
6 countries, yeah, correct, yeah.
That's the funny thing when I asked him the question like, okay, so how many countries did you travel to last year? Like,
I did not even know it.
He just lost count of it.
Yeah.
So that's digital nomad life, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, thanks for the introduction. Digital nomad lifestyle.
It's funny because Max is an owner of 2 agencies, and right now we're just gonna dive deep into his story and what entrepreneurship taught him, the lessons it brought, and everything within that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's dive deep.
Let's dive deep. How deep do you want to dive? How deep do you want to dive?
As deep as you want to go. If I don't want to answer it, I will call it. No worry.
Cool. Well, you just told me in the previous talk that we had before we set a camera on your face, that you got kicked out of school.
Correct. Yeah.
Can you just bring us along in that story? Like, how did that happen? You started your entrepreneurship journey after you got kicked out of school. Well, same here, so that's fun, but.
Yeah. So let me first say that I think everything happens for a reason. So it was necessary to that this happened to become who I am today. But I was a very nonchalant kid at school, not worried about anything except chilling with friends, smoking pot, doing whatever, and not anything for school. So that resulted in me getting kicked out of school. It was at high school. I did 2 years in a row at the same level, and then I almost did it again. And then they were like, okay, Max, it's enough now. There were 11 teachers that could vote for me, whether I could stay on school or I had to leave school. And I could get a call between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And I got called at 10:05. And they were like, hey Max, we decided that nine teachers have voted for you that you have to leave school, and the other 3 are believing in you. So you have to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
9 out of 11.
Yeah.
And just curious, like if you reflect on it a bit right now, what did you learn from that? Like what did you learn from getting kicked out because of 9 teachers?
Yeah.
Said, fuck you, you need to go?
Yeah, good question. I think Yeah, I was very. It was very disbelief at the moment. I was very sad actually because all my friends were in school. At that time, most of your friends are from school, so they were going to their exam year, and after that to other schools, and I was already left early. So yeah, I think the lessons came after. So when in that time I had to choose a new school within 2 weeks. So I was like very much in a hurry, and I did not know what I wanted to do in my life yet. So I didn't know what kind of job I wanted or what kind of path I wanted to choose. So I went to this new school, and then the belief or the lessons came, because the first day I walked into that school, I saw so many people, like not motivated at all. So with their hoodies in the back of the class, it was really a mess. And then I told myself at the first day, like, okay, Max, you really now have fucked up, and you really have to do something about it. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I've got from it. Like, if you want something in life, you will have one way or another. You will have to work for it.
Yeah, and especially because was that rock bottom for you? Personally, just
at that time, yes, definitely. And later, when I got business mentors and all that kind of stuff, it also came to the daylight that it was a little bit a traumatic experience for me, because I really,
why?
Yeah, why? Because I really developed like this this need to be the best from that time. So everybody told me always, you're not going to make it, you are nobody, you are not good at school, you will end up as a garbage man, for example.
Yeah, and like a lot of disbelief around you.
Yeah, from not necessarily from friends and family, but more from like teachers and people with authority in that time. So I was when I get kicked out of school and I started doing business eventually, I was really pushing it to the max. Like I had to show them that I was worth it, that I was the best, that I was good.
So you needed to prove to the others. Tune into your dark side, like get the validation of others. Like, I can do this. And your first business, like, because you own 2 marketing agencies right now, the first business was the agency you have right now, or was it another business?
No, it was the fun thing is, when I got to this new school, it was like a level lower because I was kicked out. So I still did not do anything for school, but I got the grades because I already learned all the stuff. So I was doing nothing but watching YouTube videos in the back of the class. And then a friend of mine, one of my best friends, he called me one day and he told me, like, bro, I cannot do this at school. He's very dyslexic. So he was constantly punished for that, not getting his grades, everything, all that. And then he was like, I want to start a clothing brand. Do you want to join? And I was like, I had nothing to do. So I was like, okay, let's go. Why not?
Sure,
why not? And at that time, when we started doing that, instead of me watching YouTube videos for the whole lesson, I was just working on the website, on the marketing, on the design of our clothing. And then I came to the conclusion, this is it. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to build something for my own. I want to be my own boss. I want to make decisions for myself. And then, like maybe 1 month later, I started the first marketing agency.
Yeah, and the first marketing agency, is that also Smart Media Masters?
Yeah,
or?
Correct. Yeah.
So the one you still have right now?
Yeah.
And that's 6 years ago then?
It's already 6 years ago.
It's already 6 years ago. That's cool. Make me curious, like, what did you do with the guy who started the clothing brand?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, he's still one of my best friends to this day. But when we were back at the time, we were 18 years old with no money, no capital, starting a clothing brand, and it was different with e-com than nowadays. So it was less easy to set it up and to get it going. So we really put all of our saving money into this stock, and then we hoped that we were selling it, and then you're not selling it all, of course. So it was like only eating our money up. So we were like, okay, we need to find a business model that we can get cash flow more quicker, more easier. So he chose trading, and I chose marketing agencies. And now we are still doing it, but we will launch it again, and I think pretty soon also.
So you're also going to launch a clothing brand.
Yeah, because it's still
with the same
dream.
friend. That you started clothing brand for, where your whole entrepreneurial journey started. But then you said like, okay, you have clothing brand, all your savings are gone because the
all
brand was not all in stock, no cash flow. So you're broke, you're 18 years old, and then you say, I'm gonna start a marketing agency. What were the first steps? What were the first things that you did?
So like I bought a course. So I bought a course from this guy who sold SMMA courses, so social media marketing.
Who was it?
Roland Hessel.
Roland Hessel, like is that the Dutch guy who also said, I worked with Iman Gatsi and...
No.
That's another Dutch guy.
This guy, he doesn't do it anymore. So it was back then in 2018, and he's now not a coach anymore or a business mentor or whatever. So
he just exists.
Yeah, he just exists. And I talked to him later on. We also worked together for some time. But yeah, I bought this course from him because first thing you have to do is you have to know how to do marketing for other companies, right? So that was already from the get-go. I thought of learning a new skill so I can hire myself or I can get hired from companies. So we did that. I was back in the day. I was also with the campaign who I started Smart Media Masters with, and we just go for it. And the first thing that we actually did was just ask friends, friends from friends, like, do you know somebody who has like his own company but doesn't know how online marketing works? And
we don't know it either, but we can try it out for him.
Exactly. So that's just how you start, you know.
Of course.
And that's how we got our first clients. But most of them did not work. Quit it very, very fast. And also we did not understand the right pricing at the moment. So we asked very low because our self-valuation was also very low, I think, at the moment. I was still broke. So I had like 2 jobs to maintain my marketing agency. So I was not saving anything. Everything was back into the marketing agency. And that was that time.
I think what you point out, that you had 2 jobs to maintain your marketing agency, I think that's really important because a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna go all into business and then I'm gonna make my millions or 10K a month or whatsoever with the business. But for me, it was the same. When I started in sales, when I started to do everything to get hired by you as the first client, before that I had multiple side jobs. I worked behind the bar at night. I did theater teaching on the side just to pay my rent, just to fuel the business.
Yeah, man.
And that's what did you learn from that? Like having the side jobs while doing the agency, while working on your business. What lessons brought that with you?
Like the most important lesson I think is that nothing is for you cannot take anything for granted. Like if you want something to succeed in life, and especially in business, the conclusion is very simple. You will have to work hard for it. There's no such thing as easy money, in my opinion. That's what I learned from that time. That I was really grinding like crazy. I had because we also came to the conclusion that if we were cold calling, for example, to these companies that we wanted to work with, they were like, okay, can I come by? Can I see your office? So okay, we need an office. So what we did is we rented out this office, and we did not have anything. So I was paying for the rent with these 2 jobs. So how my day would look like this. I woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I went to this package sender, and then I was like, I needed to distribute the different packages to different areas in the city that I'm from, and then I finished that at 8. Then I went to this office that we rented. There I tried making new sales, invite clients over to talk with them and get it going. And then at 4 p.m. I had to stop because I had to go back to this job, and I had to drive around in this van and deliver the packages that I was sorting out in the morning. Then after that I finished at like 10 p.m. I still went back to the office. And I spent there until 12 p.m. to midnight.
And then next day, 5 a.m. in the morning, day in, day out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's some strong work ethic. But that's also, if you really want to exceed in something, or if you really want to do something, because that's what I had in my past experiences within sales when it was not working as well. 4 hours of sleep. Fuck that. Good. You still need to go on because where was that urge coming from?
Yeah, at that time it was really to prove myself, and I also think that that's not very good because I was doing it for other people and not for myself. So I was trying to show off to people from school that laughed at me that I was kicked out, or to teachers that kicked me out. Like, look at me, I'm doing it. I'm working hard. I'm getting myself somewhere. And
look at me, I have an office that I cannot afford, but you don't know.
Indeed. Yeah, fake it until you make it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Was that the office that I've been to as well?
No, it was 2 offices before that even.
Two offices
I've been to a couple of offices in my short entrepreneur lifestyle, but yeah.
Then I'm curious, like, okay, then at some point it started to go. At some point you started to get some clients. Yeah. What was the big difference that you did when you signed your first clients? When it started really going? When you said, okay, I can quit my side job right now to go all in on this. What was the turning point? The
turning point actually was when I got investors into my company. So it came actually because everything creates opportunity, what you do. Like this renting this office out, it created for me that I came across other guys that were also renting this other places in that building. And then it's logic that you are together in the lift, for example.
Yeah, just having conversations with the people who are around you.
And that creates new business opportunity. So it also created that 2 older guys really saw how hard I was working, hired me for some marketing and for a website. I did the job. They were very happy with it. And then they were like, what will you think of it when we invest in your company and grow it and give you a salary so that you can quit your stupid side hustle, you know, or your jobs. And then back at the time I was like, no, I can do it on my own. I was just going, but eventually I choose to do it.
Yeah, so. And then you quit your side job. You went all into Smart Media Masters.
Yeah. And then I had also low risk because I had some investors backing the company, so we could hire also the first marketeers, and it went very well at the beginning. Eventually, I would not recommend people getting investors, especially not when you are just starting and you do not know these people. Because they all have very nice talks, but if they really walk the talk, that's a different story. So I would not say that I regret it, but if I could turn back time, I would not have made the same decision.
Yeah, and it made me think, like, what are the mistakes that you made within this whole journey, from the point that you get your investors, and you said you don't regret it, of course, because you learn a lot from it. You could stop with side hustles, and I think you've never had another job since then than just your agency, right? Yeah,
indeed.
So that's a good thing, a good opportunity that came along. But what are the mistakes that you made along the way within those 6 years until now that you say, okay, those are, I won't recommend anybody because.
Yeah, like the biggest is what I just said. Like when you come across investors, first test. First go into a test phase with each other. That's something that I would recommend. So I did not do that. I just gave away shares in exchange for money, in exchange for clients, whatever they were offering. And it was, what you say. I do not regret it, but when I look back, I recommend people first just make this, just agree on like working together for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And when you do so, see how they work with you. See how, if they are people like you and if they can really help you. That's something that I would really recommend. So that's one of my biggest mistakes, I think.
Test the water a bit. Like,
man.
Same with a girl. You don't go out to a girl and say, "Hey, you look nice. Want to marry?"
Exactly.
That's first you date. First you get to know each other, and then.
Exactly. That's a great metaphor. Yeah, it really is. And and also don't get comfortable. Because when I got the investors in, for example, I got a little bit comfortable. I had a salary which was better than anybody in my surroundings at that time. We got clients in, and I was like, okay, I was still young, partying a lot, and I think I came to the conclusion when also the investors got out of the company. That when you are comfortable, that's really not a place you want to be in. You really have to stay uncomfortable to grow as a person and as a business.
And what do you do right now to stay uncomfortable?
I'm also the reason why I'm on this podcast, the Digital Nomad Podcast. I try to travel a lot, get myself into new surroundings, meet new people, talk to other business owners, go to these business events, and try new stuff. And that's also in marketing very important. When an ad is working today, it doesn't mean that it's working tomorrow. So you will constantly have to figure out new strategies, build new funnels, and it's the same with building a company, and also developing yourself as a person. So that's what I do. I travel a lot, and the biggest step for this year is that I will also immigrate to Dubai. So that's really uncomfortable because I've never been to Dubai, and I'm emigrating to it.
Yeah. I mean, talk about discomfort. It's, I think it's top notch for you if you never even been there, and then let's go. I'm gonna live here. I'm gonna live there. I'm gonna immigrate there.
Yeah.
Cool. And what is that underneath the same sound? Like you wanna have the discomfort. You wanna be uncomfortable. That you said, okay, let's go. I want to immigrate to Dubai and travel and anything like that.
Yeah. Mainly, of course, it had also some tax benefits. We live in the Netherlands, so.
Do we?
And also like here in the Netherlands, I have a lot of friends who are not in business, and I love those guys, but they are not leveling me up to a new level in business-wise. Yeah. So every weekend is the same for them. It's like just chill, party, drink some beers, and next week the same. And I stopped.
Nothing wrong with that, though.
Nothing wrong.
I mean, no judgment at all on that.
No, I love those guys, and I will still be there, and but not that often anymore. And I also have a lot of friends of mine who live already in Dubai, and they are all business owners. They are all trying to get the best out of it, and working on themselves, on their mental health, on their physical health, and on their business, like that.
Also, nothing wrong with that.
No, and that's more the. When I look at my own life and my own ambition, I want to be more surrounded with that side of the world, of the people.
Like actively choose your surroundings for the goals that you set out for yourself, for the things, for the journey that you're walking, for the path that you're walking towards the place that you actually want to go to, instead of, okay, let's hang around with those guys because it's comfortable. Maybe.
Yeah, it's comfortable, and it's also very tempting to just chill and be from Friday to Sunday, do nothing and just hang with friends and chill for a bit and watch football and watch movies and whatever. And I did that for a very long time, and I think it's also part of the process to be comfortable. And then the difference is being made that you will see that you won't book these crazy ass results.
Yeah, you will stagnate.
Yeah, you will stagnate. And when you stagnate and you are really like, you have this fire in you that you really want more out of life, out of business, out of everything, then you will come to the conclusion that you will have to surround yourself with different people, new people, but also in different surroundings. And I think Dubai is the capital of the world where people work on their dreams and make money and build businesses and just grow as a person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So also like if you do what you always did, you will get what you've always got.
Yeah, man. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And in that cornerstone, you said, okay, a couple of mistakes that I made are one. Not dating with the investors, to put it in that phrase. Also getting too comfortable with your surroundings, with the things that you're doing. Funny thing, it's Sunday right now when we're recording this. So
working 7 days.
Working 7 days a week. But I mean, I also like that idea. And of course, there's nothing wrong with the other guys. I mean, if they're comfortable, if they like the life that they are having, it's good for them. But if you, like you said, if you still have that fire within you that said, I want to make something out of my life, I want to do something more, I want to create something bigger, then listen to that fire and get uncomfortable, get to the things that will get you to the place where you want to go to, that will get you close to your goals.
Indeed, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I also still go to parties, I still hang with friends, of course, but it's all about balance. And I think every person who is watching or listening to this podcast knows what is best for them.
Do they?
Yeah, I think so. Because I also was like, okay, what's my balance? And you will try things out. And for example, drinking alcohol or doing drugs. It's very tempting and it's very nice at the moment. But you know when you know when to stop, I think.
Yeah, it's do you go for pleasure or do you go for happiness?
Exactly. Yeah.
Also recorded the video about that, so that's funny. But
yeah.
But do you go for pleasure? Like, do you want the short-term gains or do you go for happiness, the long-term goals? Are you willing to suffer a bit for now, to get uncomfortable, to be better off in the long run?
Indeed, yeah. That's something that I learned recently, like the delayed gratification. I'm really got deep into that, and that's also the main reason why for example, I quit drinking and doing drugs and all that stuff. But I did it, and that was also necessary to got to the point that I decided I do not want this anymore. Yeah. So it's everybody's own journey. So if people who are watching or listening this are still going out every week, that's also perfectly fine. But it's more about being consciousness about it and know what you want in life and maybe adjust it.
What you're doing right now has a programmed future bound to it. Yeah. If you go out, do drugs, drink a lot, it has a programmed future that probably if you keep on doing that, you will not get that far. But my best friend went to America for half a year, and there he only fucked girls, drank a lot, and partied all the time. Yeah. And now when he's back, I'm starting a company with him, like you know. Yeah. And he said to me, that's the thing, from the moment I came back from America, I was there for half a year, I got it all out of my system, so that phase is over.
Indeed, yeah.
And maybe that's what you're saying as well, like if you're in that place, if you're in that phase of partying, doing drugs, and get it all out of your system, know the described future bounded to it, but also know that if the urge inside of you to get more, to get that fire burning, also listen to that and know that the things you're doing right now will come at a cost.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. I totally agree on that. And what I said, like it's perfectly fine that but as long as you know what you are doing, then and see what we'll get out of it.
Yeah, like what are your priorities at the current moment?
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
what I
doing
wanted
the
to say.
things?
Like the most important thing that I also learned from business mentors and that kind of stuff is if you don't doubt yourself so much. Like for example, I was if I have a birthday party, I'm like, oh, should I? First, I was, oh, should I go? Should I drink? Yes or no? How much? Oh, I don't know. Am I going out? Blah blah blah. I was constantly doubting about these things, and that's not good for you. So if you are going to a party, for example, then go to that party and enjoy it to the fullest. Be there, and if you are still thinking I should not be here, that's another whole different story, because then just don't go anymore. But that's
Or
what
leave.
or just leave. But if you make a decision, really stand for it.
Yeah, make the decision, cut the rope,
And that's it.
Just go through with it.
And if that means that you are now going to this festival and do drugs or have some beers, then just be in that moment and enjoy it. Yeah,
Don't OD.
No, don't do that.
But I'm curious because you've invested in multiple mentors and shit. How much did you invest just in general? I'm curious.
Yeah, tens of thousands of dollars, man.
Euros.
Euros. Yeah, euros.
It's more worth than dollars, so it's
Yeah,
even more than tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I bought a lot of courses, but the last the past few months, I've invested a lot in like really business mentors. So the like physical persons, like one-on-one coaching from people that are further than me and also that I look up to. Because there you learn the most.
And what would you recommend to people who are in the whole phase of learning, creating, building something? Buy a shit ton of courses, go for the mentors, go for like what?
Like for example, if you're just starting out and you wanna do something, like for example, e-commerce. I think that's a good example. People want to learn how to build their web shop and sell. I also did it back in the days. What I would recommend is do your research on who you're buying a course from. I think, or a course. I think like people are getting blinded to all these ads with flashy Lambos and Ferraris and
like what's the track record of the person? What did this one actually do?
And are they still walking the talk?
Yeah, like is the main income coming from selling the courses, or is the main income coming from doing the thing that they are gonna teach you?
Yeah, indeed. And then I think you only need one course and one good mentor to succeed. You don't need a lot. And then, so the recommendation is buy a course and follow every step and get dedicated into it and you will succeed.
And not only consume, but also execute.
Yeah, do it.
Because it's my job to talk to entrepreneurs. And from talking to over 700 entrepreneurs right now and created over 700 marketing strategies, there's one thing that the ones who succeed have in common, and that's they execute. They execute, they send me a message later, hey Job, thanks for this strategy. I executed on it, I doubled my revenue. I doubled this, this worked, this did not work. Maybe it's good for you to know this. So they execute, they actually try things. If you just keep on consuming, you will not get that far.
Indeed. And also what now pops up in my head, also very good tip, I think, and what helped me a lot is don't be afraid to ask. Just ask people who are further than you for advice. Because people who already have succeeded in life are more than happy to help people also succeed. So for example, you can do two things when you buy a course, because every course has a community with it, right? So you can do two things. You can watch a course, implement it, and hope for the best. That's also good. It's good. But what I would recommend is be active in this community. Get people to know you. Ask questions. Attend to the live sessions. Keep asking questions because the golden nuggets are found there. That's really true. Yeah.
And it's funny because literally when I walked into the office today, to your office, it's one of the things that we talked about. Like, the further I get in business right now, it's for me 2-3 years in. For you, 7-6. We both came to the same realization. The more people you know, the easier it gets to get along. The more people you know, the more opportunities will come across. Like, the secret of life is people within that, I think.
It really is. The very, people have heard this saying a lot of times, but it's actually very true. It's like your network is your net worth. For me, it's really, really that simple, because the people that I've spoken to, for example, 3 years ago, now call me and ask me, how are you doing? Are you still in marketing? I want to work with you. So that's the compound, you know, it's compounding all the time.
2 years ago, calling you, hey, you want to do a podcast? How are you doing? I saw your face on an ad.
For example,
That's how we got to this situation right now. Just that was the joke about it. Okay, and what does the future look like for you, man?
The future for me so emigrating to Dubai, very exciting stuff. With that, I also want to go international with the agencies. So step by step, different countries to our services. We are also launching a coaching service or a coaching business next to the agency. That's something that's coming up very soon.
Yeah.
And the reason...
One thing to highlight on that, it's not to sell a course or not to just be a coach.
No, it's not a typical course, and also not the marketing guru kind of advertising. It's really transparent. It's like when I have sales meetings or my sales reps have meetings with some companies, they either have no budget to work with us, or they want to learn it themselves, or they want the knowledge to be sent to their own marketers. So they ask us a lot, can you explain us how you work with it, like consultancy, for example.
Yeah.
And we do not do that. We have a done for you service, but we got this question so many times that we thought, okay, why not create like this blueprint on how to create your own successful lead generation campaigns.
Yeah.
So that's what we are building now, and what we'll be launching soon, so that everybody can work with us.
And also, like we talked about today, because again, I did some consultancy for you as a sales and marketing consultant, and we talked about it today that offer, the coaching offer, is also a really good LTO, so low ticket offer to get people to consume more from you, so you will be a bigger expert in their eyes, so they will convert or buy easier in the future when they have the budget, or when you downsell them on the low ticket offer, so the course, the community, maybe the coaching, and in that way be more beneficial. And like a community is a great way to generate leads.
I think it's very important to build communities nowadays, also because of the third-party cookies disappearing. It's getting harder and harder to find your target audience and people who want to buy from you. So if you're now starting with building a community, then you will pick the fruits from it later on. That's what we are now doing. And also what's coming up is like our own software. Because when you are in business and building something for like now 6 or 7 years, you see opportunities getting created. And we will now launch our own software within WhatsApp follow-up. So that's also coming up.
Then I think I have one last question for you. That's, what are the things that you need to watch out for while immigrating the coaching offer, the 2 agencies that you have, the software that you're creating right now? Because that's a lot, but what are the things that you need to watch out for right now?
Yeah, that's a very good question. The thing that you have to watch out for the most is that you keep your focus on what's working. And if nothing is working for you right now, just focus on one thing and get it going. And not doing, for example, when I just started out with business, I did low ticket dropshipping, high ticket dropshipping. I was trying to trade. I had this marketing agency, I had this clothing brand, and I was all doing it at the same time. And when you are doing all of this at the same time, you are actually doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because nothing gets the attention that it really needs. So it's not growing as fast. It's like you are taking care of five trees. Well, for example, if you take care of only one tree, it will grow very big instantly, you know? So keep your focus and keep my focus. That's the biggest issue, or no, not issue, but challenge at the moment. And yeah, for me now I have like employees and people that I work with, so I can delegate way more tasks than I could 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And if people want to follow up with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, they can follow me everywhere on the internet on Max Den Haan.
We'll put a link down.
Yeah, that's like my personal accounts. Yeah, and my companies are called Smart Media Masters and Purpose Driven Marketing. Yeah, that's.
And I think that's it for today, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.